Hey guys, I just got done watching a potent little film called The Messenger, starring Woody Harrelson and Ben Foster. Harrelson in the supporting role, Ben Foster in the lead. Ben Foster, he plays a guy that is returning from Iraq, but he still has a couple months left of duty. He's returning because he got injured or wounded, whatever you want to call it, like something with his eye from a IED. You learn more about that as it goes on. So he's got a couple months of service left. He gets assigned to going to notify the families of soldiers that have died. And his training officer is, a veteran of doing this, and that's Woody Harrelson. And so they go around, telling people that their sons or wives have died. Something that you don't really get to see in movies because usually they just show the soldiers walking in the door and the soldiers don't say a word and the families fall apart. Here you get a whole movie dedicated to what it might be like having to do that job day in and day out. In a way, kind of reminiscent of another really good movie that just came out with Up in the Air, where they had to go around telling people that are fired. This is a little worse, I guess, obviously, but uh, you have some really fine performances in this. Ben Foster in the lead role. He's finally grown up. He's an adult now, but he's this young guy who's always played. He's always played villains and scary people and creepy people, usually in a side role, like a very memorable villain. And I think the reason he's always done those roles is that guy has a lot of intensity in him. He reminds me of someone who's really bipolar that might just snap one day. And here that's put to good use in a much more human role, that intensity. And Woody Harrelson gives one of his best performances ever as his training officer in this. Harrelson is just a guy that I've always liked him, kind of like Jeff Bridges. He seems like a cool guy. Like I've just always liked him. But a lot of times he's used in more comedic stuff. He's funny here. Don't get me wrong, he's funny, and he was one of the, him and Ben Foster make this movie worth seeing alone, even if the story wasn't good, which it is. He gets to stretch his acting chops a bit here, and he has some good scenes. A lot of good crying in this movie. Everyone in it is very good at crying. They get a thumbs up from me on that. All sorts of different crying, all sorts of different reactions from people being told that their loved ones died. And that's sort of the plot, and there's like these. They have varying theories of how you should approach the job. Like Ben Foster wants to be more human and wants to touch the people, but Woody Harrelson just wants to follow protocol and stay as cold and as detached as possible. And that's like I guess one of the challenges of the job is remaining cold. You think it might be maybe the other way around, where the challenge is not falling apart. Well, I guess yeah, that's the challenge. And it goes a little flat at the very end. It doesn't have much of a strong ending, but the movie's not really about the plot. It's more about the story. I know that might be a fine distinction for some people, but it's really about the story of these two guys, and more than just like what their job is like and what that entails. But the movie gives sufficient time to each character to just the things that they're dealing with in their life, such as like Woody Harrelson is in AA. He has problems with drinking. He was in the original Desert Storm. He didn't. He feels like he was in like the Pussy War or something. I don't know, a fake war. Ben Foster's just returning from Iraq, and he's dealing with those scars. He also has a girl that he loves back home who didn't wait for him. And Ben Foster also, there's a side plot that is given some time where one of the people that they go to notify of the dead, he like sort of forms a romance with this girl, a relationship with her. I don't want to say much about it to spoil it, but it was well done and realistic. Um, as is the movie. This is a kind of a rarity nowadays where it's a movie that's about real life situations, real life thing that happens that maybe people don't talk about all the time, but it's real life, and these are real characters, and it's a movie that is more concerned with following the character's journey than a strong plot with twists, or it doesn't have any of that. It doesn't have action. It's just about a couple of guys and a couple side characters. Uh, Backed by some, at least one cameo, which I won't ruin. And yeah, so it's just a movie about two guys, and it's just a story, and more than just being about their job, it's a movie about friendship. And as far as movies about friendship go, one, I love them. I love movies like Stand By Me and anything like that. Adult, kids, whatever. Movies about friendship, stories about friendship are the best. Some of the best stories. And that's what this movie is. I think it's the best movie in that vein since The Matador, which I don't think enough people ever watched. Another really good film. I actually think I might like this one more though. This is a reality based thing. It's not a comedy either, although it does have funny moments. They're both Ben Foster and Woody Harrelson can be funny in this. Harrelson especially, he's a natural at it. If you don't like Harrelson, which you might be crazy, but if you don't, this might make you look at him in a different way. And like I said, that the only thing that really holds me back on it a little bit is it doesn't have a very strong ending, but that didn't, detract from the experience in any way. I like the movie. It's just there are better movies, of course, but it's a movie I think will stick in my head mostly because of Woody Harrelson and Ben Foster, and some of the buddy stuff that happens with them in the mid section of the movie. It's just strong stuff. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think you should see this movie. Um, a couple other thoughts on it. If I have any thoughts, who knows? And I'm starting to draw a blank here. But just a good small film, definitely worth seeing. Um, I know what I was gonna say, which is that Woody Harrelson was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure who the hell won. I'm sure I'll go look it up right after this, but I think Woody Harrelson definitely. I think he deserved it. I think this is one of the best roles he'll get in his career. So I think this was the role that should have been the one for him. And I think Ben Foster, who I've always thought was very good, just keeps getting better as he gets older and as he's getting opportunities to play something other than just completely deranged people. He stretches his wings a bit here too, just like Harrelson, and he carries the lead role well. I think I think he should have been nominated for a Best Actor nomination more than Jeff Bridges, and not to once again like trash Jeff Bridges. I like him. It feels like Jeff Bridges should have been nominated for something else. Maybe Big Lebowski. Why not? That's the character that defined him. But I think Ben Foster deserved a little more nods for his work here too. I mean, a lot of critics talked about Harrelson, but Ben Foster too. Anyways, out of time. Thanks for watching, guys.